In this video, I'd like to talk a bit about how we write contracts in practice using Marlowe. What we do is use the fact that Marlowe is embedded in Haskell to write abbreviations in Haskell, to write common functions and so on, which make the contracts more readable. So let's have a look at our escrow example. If you remember, we said when Alice makes a choice, when Bob makes a choice, and so on. So we use our embedded domain-specific language. But in fact, what's happening here is all the things you see here in purple are in fact defined themselves in Haskell. So, for example, Alice choice is a name for an action. It gives us an abbreviation for the choice Alice has made. If we say is pay, we've written a simple predicate, which is a predicate that compares the argument to is pay with the constant 0. So that's saying is X, representing a choice to make a payment. So what we're doing here on the left, you can see we're using Haskell just to allow us to write an abbreviation for a particular bit of Marlowe. What we're doing on the right is we're using simple function definitions to represent sort of templates for things inside contracts. Here we're representing a choice, a general sort of choice, saying, is this choice a payment? And we're representing that as a function. But we can represent larger chunks of contracts as well. So here we've got the contract that says arbitrate. And this is a contract which has a when with 2 top-level cases. The case of Carol choosing refund, the contract becomes close. In the case of Carol choosing pay, then what happens is a payment from Alice's account to Bob. And then the contract is closed. So again, we're using other abbreviations here, Carol refund, Carol pay, price. So we can write contracts, as I say, that are easier to read, easier to maintain, easier to understand. So we can do that using not complicated, not particularly complex parts of Haskell, simply, as you can see at the top and the bottom left, just to write abbreviations, and on the bottom right to write simple template functions. So the advantage of embedding our DSL is that we can use a modest set of extensions to make our contracts more readable. But of course, we always have the option of writing contracts just in Marlowe, so in a fully expanded form. Okay, now we'll look at another example where we use some simple Haskell definitions when we look at our next case of more complex financial contracts.